Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Highland Ridge, Mesa Ridge 354 MBH mid-bunkhouse fifth wheel. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite and a few things to take into consideration when parking. On your campsite, you have a slide as well as an awning off that slide and this awning, but that one's going to take up the most room. Leave plenty of room for them to come in and out. Then your off campsite, besides your 3 slides, I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is going to plug in all the way back here on this rear corner, on your driver's side of your tow vehicle or off camp side of your trailer. And then your water connection and your whole docking station is going to be up here toward the front. So park accordingly so you can utilize facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive, unhook your hitch. We are going to level our unit. Auto leveling system. Simply touch both arrows at the same time, that turns it on. You'll utilize this in unhooking your hitch simply by raising this up, getting your vehicle up out of the way. Once your vehicle is up out of the way, you're just going to touch auto level. So auto level is going to drop your landing legs a little bit, and then it's going to come back here and run down your auto leveling legs, which are right behind your tires there. Once they're done, our unit's level and stable, we can hook up our power and water. Alright, on this back corner, your big long 50 amp cord. Where these go on now, they go in and then twist to the right, and then once they're on, put your black washer on. You need to plug into a camp with 30 amp. We got a 50 to 30 amp reducer, or dog bone as we like to call it. And then you also have a 30 to 15 amp reducer in case you need to plug into a 110 somewhere. Get your power plugged in, let's hook up the water. Come to your docking station up front here. They made it real simple. We just got 3 knobs to turn. We're hooking up the city water connection. Red to the left, blue down, black to the right, just like so. And we're going to grab our water pressure regulator. Your water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi. It's going to reduce the pressure on your lines. So always use this because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. Down here where it says fresh water connection is also your city water connection. Hook that up. Make sure your hose is in the right connection. Your knobs here. Hose is hooked up. Still don't turn it on. Come on over here and make sure that your drain plug's back in. Insulated socket right there. Make sure your some plumber's tape is around there. Get that in there nice and snug. Then you can turn that hose on. And after that hose has been on for a little while, I want you to go inside and open up all of your slides. Our unit's level and stable. I need you to get in and open up your slides so that you can get into everywhere to open up your water taps. Get a nice steady flow of water going through all of them. Get all the air out of the lines. Shut them all off, and then you'll know that your hot water heater is full and you can turn that on from indoors. There is an on-off electric element down here. Do not turn that on down here unless you're hooked up to 110 somewhere. The hot water heater doesn't seem to be working. Come out here to see if these are bubbled up. It says push to reset. Alright, so let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go dry camping or boondocking. Well, in that case, we have a 2-step process. We're going to start with tank fill. Turn all of these to the right. Come down here to your freshwater connection. use your water pressure regulator again, hook your hose up and fill your tank. Now I want you to not leave this unattended. I want someone else inside holding down your fresh water button to tell when this is full. Once it is full, remove that hose, go from tank fill to pump, which sets up same way as city does. Then you'll turn on your water pump indoors whenever you want to utilize that fresh water. Don't turn on your water pump when hooked up just to city water. That's already pressurized when you got a hose on there. Alright, we got water and power. Let me continue to walk you around the unit. Continuing here in the docking station with this docking light, cable and satellite connections, 110. All your connections to turn to winterize, water heater bypass, tank fill, and water. Here's where you siphon in your winterization black and gray holding tanks, where we'll dump those. Down here's where we'll hook up for them. Here's hot and cold shower, the spray port hose that'll connect to that. A black tank flush, we'll talk about that when dumping our black and gray tanks. And the convenient area to run all your hoses down through so that you can keep this closed. Coming outside, again, your hot water heater here. Down below that, it's gonna be our low point drain. Again, like I said, our sewage dump. Coming to our pass-through storage, we have our auto leveling system and your battery disconnect. This will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide propane detector. This is your inverter. Spare propane tank can be stored and carried on this side. Continuing down our off camp side, our freshwater drain will be underneath there. Be easier access when our slides close. An extra gray water tank over here for your outdoor kitchen. On the back you got a ladder, utilize it. Go up there a couple times a year, check the seams of your roof, and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. Around this side, you got an outdoor kitchen. There's a manual override hole there for your slide. Lose power, you can get that slide open and closed. Up front here, we got a flue for your furnace. Two things on that: make sure it's never blocked, and two, don't touch it. It does get hot when you run that. Your propane is over on this side. Pull this to the left to pull your propane out. Tiny regulator. Lefty loosey to open, pointing toward the tank you wish to be using. And you push that back when closing this up. Now snap in there. Your wire for solar, you can plug in a solar panel. Little trick will charge your batteries right here. Speaking of your batteries, check your battery post every now and then. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose over time. That's just a vent for your battery compartment. That about covers everything out here. Let's go take a look on the inside. Coming up inside the unit, first thing I like to point out is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camped with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of emergency. Directly in front of me, we'll start on the floor and work our way up. There's your access panel to your breaker box and fuses. Ton of 15s in there. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. Piece of paper right here, Ridge Link. Download the app, One Control app. Put it on your phone. You can do just about everything that's in this on your phone. Lights, slides, awnings, etc. Alright, so coming inside here, starting up top, tons of outdoor lighting and our hall light. Over here is where we'll turn on our water heater if hooked to gas. Over here, your water heater if hooked to electric. Here's where you turn on your water pump if using potable water. Down here are our slide controls, 1 through 4. We'll utilize those when closing the unit back up. Over here is where we check the levels. Black tank number 1. Touch black. Black tank number 2. We're testing your water lines right now, that's why it's going to show some. So your brand new battery. Fresh button, that's the water button that you hold down when filling your potable water. And watching that fill. Black and gray buttons. Down here, your carefree awnings. All you do on that awning simply is hit on and then hit extend, and that will automatically extend your awning out. If, for example, you think you're going to hit a tree and you want to stop it, all you have to do is shut it off. Just hit off, turn it back on, hit touch retract, and it pulls itself back in. Same thing up front here, hit on, hit extend, it will run itself out all by itself. Again, shut it off if you want it to stop. Turn it back on, touch retract, and brings itself back in. Up above, a closet. Close your exit door. We call these slam locks because they work best when gently slammed. Coming inside, on the side of your island down at the bottom is your 12 volt carbon monoxide propane detector. Now the reason I mentioned that's 12 volt, always running off your battery. So if you are out dry camping or boondocking somewhere, nothing plugged in charging your battery and you're going to be gone for the day, use the battery disconnect to keep this from running your battery down. 110 on the side here. Your big Furrion fridge has a separate manual for that. Self-explanatory microwave. You do have a light and a high and low light. A high and low vent as well. Glass top here. Simply flip that backwards. Turn on your panel light here. Rock it up. Turn that to light. Hit your spark. There's your flame. Just that simple. Same thing on your oven. Come down here. Set this to light. Where it says pilot on. Light your pilot up. Then turn it to the desired temperature. Rock that panel light down for an oven light. You put this glass top down for travel. Coming into our living room, we got a TV with storage up behind it. TV does have a strap. That'll strap that in for travel. Turn that on. When you arrive at the campsites, make sure that you run a digital channel scan to pick up the local channels.
With nowhere else to.
Down below that, your sound system. Turn that on. Several different modes here. It's in Bluetooth, radio, different zones, indoors or just outdoors, or both, or an auxiliary in. Auxiliary, TV sound also, DVD player, or Bluetooth. No DVD player in either one of these. That's if you to set it up behind this. Come down here, your fireplace. Not just for looks anymore. I can go through and make it brighter or dimmer, but the biggest thing is the heat. Crank that heat up in here if it's chilly in the morning or evening, and instead of using up your gas, use their electricity and get it warm in here in no time. Coming over here to your sofa, I'll show you quickly how to turn that into a bed. Remove your Velcro cushions. Standing in the middle gives you good leverage. Flip that up, fold your metal legs out, and jackknife everything out towards you. Fold your back down. And just that quickly, you've got a sleeping quarters. Now, most importantly, when putting this away, make sure you lift the back up first. Front, fold your legs in, jackknife back down, return your cushions, and just that quickly you're back to a sofa. Recliners are parachute pull. Pull on a parachute like cord, that'll bring that out. You also have accent lighting. Put these away with your feet. Accent lighting, heat, and massage. Massage off. Spot for remotes. Table and chairs. You have a max air vent up here, which is controllable over here. Just raise that. Not a max air vent, it's just one that you can raise and turn on. And lower. Mid bunk room. Set up as a table right now. Remove the table. Set it down on these bottom lips. Put your back cushions on top. That becomes the sleeping quarters. And unbuckle your bed up here to bring that down. That's best traveled in that position. I would trust these solid boards better than I would these little holes in the wall to hold your bed when it's bouncing down the road. You also prep for a TV in here. Let's go ahead and head on down the hallway. Before we do, here is your thermostat. Crank that air up. A little warm in here. Got an AC. That cranking. Shut that off. Generally shuts off rather quickly. Then when I turn the heat on, you will notice that when the heat comes on, it takes a few minutes for the fan to cycle through before it shuts off. That's high enough. You hear that as I come down the hallway, continuing to run for a few minutes. Coming up the hallway is a pad on the wall. There's also another spot we can control some lighting. Other devices, bedroom lighting, slides, and leveling system. Coming up into our bathroom. The thing I want to mention in here, a little plumbing to maintain up underneath the sinks. This PEX, just keep an eye on it. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. We do have an adjustable bed in our bedroom. Our lighting here. Prep for a TV up here as well. Individual one-touch lighting here. And our bed control will be down at this end. To control all that from up here. That can be up or down for travel. It doesn't matter which way. USBs and 110s there. Prep for a TV here as well. And that about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're getting ready to leave the campsite and close the unit up. So closing the unit up is a good time to utilize this little pad back here. Go to your lighting. Shut off all of the lighting on here. Then you can look through the unit and see any accent lighting that needs to be shut off. A bunch of these are on individual lights. A bunch of these are one touch, which are really nice because you can have just one lighting up. Because it's LED, you can pretty much see the whole unit from just one light here. Walk through the unit. Make sure all lighting is, accent lighting is off in all of your rooms. More individual lighting shut off. And once all of our lighting's off, we'll come to our control panel and go to slides. One, that's going to be our bedroom slide. We can hit minus, and that's going to bring our slide in. Make sure you've walked through the unit, closed all doors and drawers. Make sure nothing's going to be in the way of any of your slides. Okay, slide number one, so you can do it that way, or you can do slide number two simply by touching this little plus here. This would be our mid-bunk room. Make sure your bed is, sofa is up in a, dinette is up in its regular position there, in your mid-bunk. Then we'll do slides 3 and 4 from our control panel here, just to show you everything, how they work here. We'll go in on this one. You can always turn on these living room lights around the corner in case you want to watch your slides come in. Because you can't reach that light on your way out. That one's in. We'll go to slide 4. And you gotta have your finger on these just right. There it goes. Make sure you strap your TV in. Make sure everything's ready for travel. Batten down the hatches. Alright, we got all of our slides in. We're gonna go ahead and shut off this light around the corner. And a hall light here. And exit the unit. Now these steps, bringing them out or in, you want to make sure this exterior door is all the way open or this will catch on it. That up in there, pull that back to lock that in. Now before you leave the campsite, and I say that in case you want to go inside here and watch the levels of your tanks on your control panel, but before you leave the campsite or the dump station, lock and deadbolt this door, lift and turn this handle for travel. Alright, if we are out boondocking, we will come around here and dump our freshwater tank. Freshwater tank drain. Right there, pull that. Otherwise, everywhere else, unhook your power, your water, your cable. Come back to our control panel for our auto leveling. We're just going to hit retract all. Retract all is going to bring back your auto leveling feet. Lift up the front. Well, of course you have to turn this back on by touching both. And lift up the front, get your vehicle up underneath it. Head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. You're going to have a dump in the front here, then a dump in the back for your outdoor kitchen. Park it to one up for the one up front first. Take your 10-foot hose, hook it up, come up in here and pull that black handle. Now if it sounds like that black handle is no longer draining, look inside, make sure that your black tank is empty. Leave that black handle open, grab the hose at the dump station and hook it up to this black tank flush. Let that hose run for a good 5 minutes in there with that black handle open, and that's going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, remove that hose. Make sure all the washout that you just put in there has drained, then close your black handle. Pull your gray handle. Now it's going to be cleaner water, it's your sinks and your showers. That'll clean your sewage hose out for you. Unhook it from there, bring it back here, and hook it up to your gray holding tank back here. That's going to be a tank for all of your water that's in your outdoor kitchen. Go ahead and pull that handle right there. While that's draining, come on back up here to your low point drains. Open up both of them, get all them emptied. When them are done, if you're done for the season and want to empty your hot water heater, make sure you start by lifting up on your pressure release valve. That's going to dump all your hot water out. Push that back down so your door will close. Then you can pull your drain plug down here for your residual water. Otherwise, come on back here. Unhook that hose from your gray and head on home. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Mesa Ridge for many years to come. Happy camping.